Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And somebody left me a message off one of my videos how I would design this. It's I think they're calling it a chandelier lamp. And there is this pattern on freepatternsarea.com. That's where I got the drawing from. And you could download the pattern. But the problem is, depending on what size wood they used, you're almost going to have to, it would be a lot easier to just redraw it from scratch. And this would be very, I'm not going to say perfectly easy, but it's not as hard as it would look. And I'm going to go through. So this might be like a 3-part series. And at the end, I'm actually going to cut it out and show you how I would do it. So let me just get this stuff out of the way. And I was just kind of playing around this morning. But the hardest part is going to be making this part of the lamp right here. So we'll get these out of the way. But this is really easy. And so I'm going to take my drawing and I'm going to bring it over to the page. And then all I did was take a shape like this with 2 circles and a bar and kind of made an outline. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So here's our shape, and we want to start out with a circle. So we get our ellipse tool, and we're going to draw an ellipse to about the size of that circle. So you can see we need to make it a little bit bigger. And just keep in mind that when you're doing this, it doesn't have to be an exact copy because it's yours. So we'll play around a little bit. So that's pretty close. And I'm going to set my nudge factor on pretty low, and I'm going to get a little closer to the shape. And I'm going to call that good enough. Then just take Control D and make a duplicate of that. And just bring your other circle to the other edge. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but there's several ways. You can hand draw this very easily, but I found this is just as easy. And then I'm going to take a rectangle and bring it over and see if it's about the right size. It's a little bit short, so I'm going to elongate it. And then I'm going to rotate that to about there. Grab that and put it there. I'm going to go ahead and match that. And that's pretty much it. Then I'm going to take my original picture away, and this is what I have. But also, when I take it back, I need a 1 crossbar right in here. So just take your 2-point line and just draw a line. Now take your original picture away, and there's your basic shape. Now we're going to take our virtual segment delete key, and we're going to delete the lines we do not need, which are these. We can leave that. Take away the inside here, take away the inside there. And actually, I needed that other line. I need to keep that one line. So let's delete this and this. And then get your Smart Fill tool and fill in that area. And then just move it out of the way. So that's basically it. You've got it all done. Now it's a little bit, let's go here and go no fill, outline. You can kind of see it's a little bit bowed more on the outside than the inside. And let's take these nodes away. I'm just hitting the delete key. We don't need these nodes. Now we can take this one and we could actually skew this in a little bit. And keep in mind that this is yours. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now on the real drawing, they had a curve right here. There are several ways you could do that. One, you could draw an ellipse and bring in a curve and get it pretty close and delete these lines you don't need. Delete this. And this is what I like about the Smart Fill tool. Then I'm going to get the Smart Fill tool and I'm going to fill that back in. So now I've got that curve. Now I can just take my Smart Fill away and we can delete this and we can left click, right click. Now, I don't really know the dimensions. Let's get rid of these indexing lines for a second. So there's one of them. But we need to put, as you can see in the drawing, there's little notches for the wood to go into. And I'm going to make this one for the video. I'm going to make it out of 1/8 inch plywood. So I'm going to make a rectangle that is 0.125, which would be an 1/8 inch, by 0.3, and hit enter. Now I'm going to turn this to a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to make 3 copies of it. Now for the video, we'll bring the picture back in to the drawing, kind of get it close to just see where to put these notches. So we'll take our notches now. Let's zoom in, grab that one and put it right there. Just get it close for a second. Put that one right there and put that one right there. Now let's zoom in, and we're going to put this one right on that edge. That looks good. Let's zoom in here. We're going to put, and again, it doesn't matter because it's yours. Now this distance right now is not that important. So now let's go to the top, zoom in, and what these are at angles. So we're going to be good. Let's grab our pick tool, put it about right there. Now let's get the picture out of the way. So really the hardest part is done. Now what you can do is take your virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Now the reason I say that you can't, it'd be better not to use their pattern, because you don't know what thickness of wood they used. And even if they say they used 1/8 inch wood, all 1/8 inch woods aren't equal. So basically you got a stopping point. You could weld all this together. So let's grab this and weld it. So now it's one piece. Now before you go any further, you need to do a test on your joints to see if they work. So what I would do is make a duplicate of our drawing. Control D, make a duplicate of it. Just move it out of the way. And then take a rectangle and just do like this and delete everything you don't need. Now if you'll take that out to your laser and cut that piece out twice, so let's make a duplicate of it, put it up here, and as you can see I didn't weld it, so let's back up here. And this is where I like the Smart Fill tool, because instead of welding you can just use the Smart Fill tool. And we're going to left click, right click hairline, and you can see down here it's a hairline. So we'll just delete this one. And see, it's part of this is part of that curve, so you need to go arrange, break curve apart. Get rid of that. Now make a duplicate of this and take it out to your laser and cut these 2 pieces out. And what you've done, you made sure before you draw any further and mess up that you won't have to go back and correct it. And because this is the most critical part, that these joints will fit. And you want them a little bit tight, and I'm a big advocate for sanding. So you're going to sand all these pieces, and they're going to be a little bit thinner. So if they're real tight, by the time you sand it off a little bit, it'll be still good and tight. All right, I'm going to pause the video and stop the video and actually start another one to take it from here. I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.